Hello YouTube. So, Dirk over here has accused me of witchcraft. What? Witchcraft? Yes, witchcraft. Why? Apparently, by getting this to work, right over here, VirtualBox, on Salix, that qualifies for witchcraft. Personally, I'm kind of a little surprised. You know, like, witchcraft, really? You know, I mean, just reading logs. That's it. That's all I do. Just read the logs, you know? If stuff doesn't build, read the logs, find out why. You know? I don't think it's witchcraft. But I guess it is. So, but regardless if he thinks I'm doing witchcraft, please check his channel out, because he does have really great videos that I enjoy, even though he does consider me a witch, which I'm not. So, no Derek. I'm sorry, Dirk. No, Dirk. I am not a witch. You know. So, but speaking of VirtualBox, right? There's one got you though. There's one got you in Salix on VirtualBox, and I want to share that real quick, because if you go through what I suggested, and if you upgrade your kernel, right, and if you look in my notes under my YouTube channel, I did make a correction. So there is one package I forgot to install. So let's do a quick review. After you upgrade your system, you know, either via sudo slapt-get update, or if you just do it via gslapt, first thing you want to do is upgrade your system. Then to upgrade your kernel, so this is going to be, you know, for VirtualBox, step 1 is we're going to do sudo slapt, actually, you know what, su as root. So we're going to su as root first, and then as root, do slapt-get taci, and we're going to do kernel source, and then kernel headers, and then kernel huge, and kernel firmware, and then kernel modules. Right? So that's the first. Then it's either going to be lilo tech-v or elilo.com. And these two commands will update your bootloader, which is what you do want to do after you do a kernel upgrade. 3, reboot. Okay? Now, after reboot, there are two additional things you want to do. So, the first is actually in the README. Here, I'm going to open a new document, and we're going to go over here, right? And we're going to do this, and then we're going to look at my VirtualBox notes. Where is my VBox notes? Sorry, let's go to documents, and yeah, right up here. So the first thing you want to do is this. Oops. Control C. Control V. Alright, and you want to do this as root. So su to root, or if you want to do sudo, up to you. Now, if you were running Slackware, you could stop at this step and install VirtualBox, and you would probably have no issues. You know, actually, you could install VirtualBox without upgrading your kernel in Slackware, but in Salix, you got to upgrade your kernel. So, in Slackware, even if you do all these steps, the build will fail. The reason why it fails is, come over here, it's because of this guy right here, libvnc. Okay, this library is required for VirtualBox to build. However, if you go to Slack builds, right, let's go here, and this is the page for this page for mine. Let's do VirtualBox. Alright, let's go over here. And if you look, there is no mention. See, look, this requires ACPCIA and the VirtualBox kernel. Those are the two dependencies. There is no mention of libvnc. So that is a huge gotcha. That if you didn't take time to look at the logs, you'll be like, why isn't this building? The only thing that I could think of is that libvnc server is a library that's already part of the Slackware base, but it's not in the Salix base. So that's probably why we don't see it as a dependency listed in slackbuilds.org. I mean, that's just a guess, but it's fairly certain it's an educated guess. So you can install it either by gslapt, or if you want to do it by the command line, it will be slapt-get -i libvnc server. Then you can install VirtualBox, and you will be golden. So let's get rid of no research in that. We're going to close this. Alright, so no, we don't want to save changes. Let's close this out. So what are we talking about today? Today we're going to talk about enabling multilib and Salix. So the document to go to understand why you need multilib and what actually the steps to do to manually install multilib is over here. And I know this document appears to be very daunting, but if you take the time and read it, it's actually not that bad. But if you wanted to go just to, hey, I just want to get this thing working, go to the quick and dirty section and follow these instructions. And really, as long as you download this, or as long as you run this command that downloads this FTP or this little repository, you can stop at this step and you'll have all your packages needed and you'll have multilib working. If not, then there's some additional steps to get just to make sure that you actually get the 32-bit packages installed. But for me, when I was running Slackware, I just went through these steps, then ran this command, then ran this command, and I was done. But there are probably a lot of you just like, you know what, is there a more automated way to do this? And yes, there is. So in the Salix forums, there's actually some gentlemen have actually come up with a script that really helps you install, upgrade, makes it pretty automatic. And if you go here to the GitHub site, this is the source, and it's all basically shell scripts. Now, when it comes to shell scripts, I would strongly recommend that you read them before you run them on your system. And if you come across a command you don't know, look up the command. But you really want to at least have a working understanding of any script you download from anywhere before you run it. So with that public service announcement, let us go. So I have already installed, but just to show you what I did, okay, let's go through the command I did. I first used git, and this command basically says git clone, which means clones this repository on my local system. So if we did an ls after that command, we see the directory is there. So we're going to cd into it, and if we look, there is the scripts that we see here. So the first thing you want to do is run the compile script, which is sh compile.sh. Once you do that, then you want to do sh update-translations.sh. And then once you want those, you want to do sudo or su as root install.sh. And it's installed. So to run it, you want to su as root. Right, so now this work right there. And then you want to run in, let's see, here it is, install-multilib. Now, here are the instructions. If you have those multilib packages already downloaded, in other words, if you ran this command, and if you have this directory, after you run this command, you should have a slackware64/32 compact directory. Then you should be able to run this command, sudo install-multilib salix.local. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you run install-multilib salix download, which is what we're going to do. So it is now downloading. So let's see how fast it goes. I mean, I don't really think they made it that complicated to set this up. So there's also, if you go over here, one thing I really like about this community is there's like a lot of the developers and users have really made there's multiple ways you can do things. So there is a script right here. So this guy actually wrote an rsync script that you can run periodically to update or even to install the multilib packages. So if you just wanted a script and you wanted to set a cron job, or which you really don't need, but if you just wanted to have it ready, in case there's an update to the multilib packages or when you upgrade your system, there it is. Just one script, and you're good. So let's see how this is going. Okay, this may take a while, so let us pause the video here, and we will get back to when it's done. Alright, and we are back. So that install actually took a little longer than I expected. And the reason for that is that I failed to accurately read the instructions over here in the forum. I was under the impression that the command install-multilib salix local meant that I had to have the packages already installed and that it would install it locally. Actually, that is not the case. So let's first talk about what this command does, which is the one I ran. It's actually explained pretty well here. So when you run install-multilib salix download, what happens is it actually downloads the 32-bit Slackware packages and actually manually converts them to multilib and then installs them, which takes a long time because you're doing all that conversion. But if you install-multilib salix local, what happens is what you download aren't the 32 packages, but you actually download the packages that are already converted from multilib, and those will be installed, which would be a lot faster. So if you just want to get things up and going, here's what you need to do. Git clone the repository, cd into the directory, run the compile, update translation scripts, then as root, the install script, then as root, if you just want to get them going, do the install-multilib salix local, or if you want to build them yourselves, install-multilib salix download. And that's it. And then your system is enabled for multilib. I'm going to have links for the Slackware documentation and the Salix forum post in the description on the video. But let's test. Let's see if this thing actually works. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install Wine, verify that I can build a 32-bit Wine environment, and then we're going to install Steam and see if we can get some Steam games working. So, alright, let's go to slapt-build.org and let's look at Wine. Any mandatory dependencies? None that I can see. So this should be straightforward. So we're going to launch Sorcery. Too many passwords in my head. Alright, so let's do... Okay. Let's do my slash poster. That's interesting. Wine is not listed in Sorcery. Is it in here? Alright, let's do wine. Nope. Okay, so we are going to have to download it manually, which is not a big deal. Good reason to show how to do installs the old-fashioned way. First, we're going to do is I don't know what to do. We are going to download the Slack build, copy link location, and we are going to wget. Right. See? Now we are going to untar the package, cd into there, and this is our Slack build. So this is the script that's going to build the package. So now what we're going to do is we're going to download the source code. Right. Copy link location. And then we're going to wget what's going around. Let's look at the README. Make sure there's anything we need. Those are optional. We don't really need any other instructions. Well, we're not. We want OpenGL supported, and we don't want only 64-bit, so we'll leave those alone. So now what we're going to do is we are going to look at the wine.slack package. Yep, it's set to executable. So all we do is run this. So this is how, well, this is actually the original method, or the true method of installing Slack build packages. I don't like to use the word true, but this is what everything else is based off of. This is, if you go to the Slackware website, this is how they suggest you install packages. And then on top of this, they created really nice tools like SBO PKG and SBO tools, which we may talk about in later videos, that help automate this process a little better. But alright, so I will pause it here, and I'll resume when this is done. We are back. Okay, the package is built. It is right here. So to install, we are going to do install PKG. And that is it. So let us look, see. That is what I wanted to see. Wine is built. So let's test it. So we are going to do search 132 wine prefix wine CFG. So what this does is it says we want to build a 32-bit wine prefix. The wine prefix is going to be in .wine, and wine CFG is the command to configure the wine environment. Well, this is good. And here we go. That's it. So this actually configures the little wine environment we created, and we can set different features on it. You know, want to edit some of the libraries or actually add drives. It's all done here, so we're not really going to mess with this right now. We're okay. So now we know the 32-bit library is installed correctly because we were able to create a 32-bit wine environment. So with that done, let us now proceed to install Steam. But before we do, there was one last thing we need to do, and this is why you need to read the directions. Read the documentation. You see this section here? It says please add in blacklist GCC star and libgcc star for not to upgrade them with slapt-get. Why would it tell you that? Well, let me tell you why. We're going to open gslapt. And we're going to update the repository. We're going to mark our upgrades, and we're going to execute. And let's look. We got 7 packages to be upgraded. Let's see. Oh no, look at this. Look at what was going to happen. You see all these multilib packages that we just spent a long time building are going to be overwritten by these packages. This is not something we want. We want to cancel, and we want to blacklist. So in gslapt, there's actually a cool little feature under preferences. We are going to here, and this is the exclude, right? So let's go here. What does it want us to do? GCC star, right? So we're going to do GCC star lib GC star. Okay, there we go. We're going to click OK. Come back here. We're going to update. No updates available. That's what you want to see. See, if I didn't pay attention, and if I didn't do this, the next time I would have upgraded, I would have destroyed almost all of my GCC and glibc multilib packages, and thereby break my system, or at least break 32-bit. And then I'll be ranting and raving, oh, how Salix is horrible. And no, Salix isn't horrible. Salix is doing what it's designed to do. The problem was I did not read. So I'm going to emphasize this time and time again. Read the documentation. Take a moment, take a breath or two, and just go through. Be methodical. Follow the details. You will thank yourself in the end, and you'll spend less time screaming at your computer. So, with that little mini rant gone, let's proceed to install wine. I'm not wine, but Steam. So let's go to sorcery. Let's do this. Alright, and let's look for Steam. Here. And let's get info, right? Let's see. So any dependencies, yes, we want to make sure that's there. Description, let's see, is there a Slack build? And there's some more dependencies there too. So, one thing I've learned is that Salix has a lot of the dependencies you need already pre-built. So what I do is I first check slapt-get. So let's move this over here, move this here, and let's look for this one right here. Open AL Tech Soft. Look at that. Already installed. Beautiful. Let's look for Flash Player. Already installed. Beautiful. Let's look for libtxc. Let's install it. Mark for install, execute, package to be installed. There. So now that we have all the dependencies installed, we're going to mark this for installation, and we are going to install. Since this is pretty much a binary, it shouldn't take too long. Oh, there we go. So here, let's clear out our screen. And let's see. Alright. So, okay. If that doesn't happen, sometimes when you first install Steam, you have to run it from the command line. Alright, we are back, and here you go, look. Steam is updating. And look, see this? Let's see, so I have Steam installed on my Calculate Linux. Just partition, and since they're both sharing my home directory, thanks to Dirk for that cool trick, all the software, all the games that I had installed on Calculate are now installed in Salix. So let's test this out. Let's see. Let me do this. And let's go to Games. And let us play Rise to Ruin. Look at that. Look at that. That is awesome. Alright, so, and something that I like to do is go here, add to panel, panel 1. Move this over here. So this is my rule. Applications on the side, games on the top left. So Dirk has his rules, this is my rule. I have my games up here, my applications here. So that one worked. So let's go, let's see. Let us play Orwell. Yep. That is awesome. That is awesome, 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 awesome. So now if you noticed, this is something we're just going to have to clean up. So if you go back to games, right, Orwell does not have the right icon. So let's first, we're going to move it to the desktop. Right, and we need to fix that. We need to give it the right icon. So let's go over here. Right, and so our Steam games are stored in this directory. Steam, Steam apps, common. So these are the games I have installed, right? So let's go, and we are going to find an Orwell. I think it's going to be anything star.png. Find. Oh, print. Let's see. And here it is. This is what we're looking for. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to Edit Launcher. And this over here. Right. And then we're going to go to Image Files. We're going to go to Home. Control H. Steam. There it is. Steam apps. Common. Orwell data. Resources. Save. Look at that. And so we have the right icon. So we're going to go here. There it goes. Create launcher. Move here. Then we go here. And we can delete this. Yes, delete. And then we're going to go to games. Let's see what other one. Solaris. We're going to add that to panel. Take that. And we're going to move it over here. Let's see, let's see. See, look, the long dark, same thing. The icon did. Let's see, so what we're going to do is we are going to. There we go. So we're going to edit the launcher. We're going to go here. We're going to go to all image files. Go back to Home, Steam apps, common, long dark, TL data. Right. Resources, unique player. So down to resources, And there we go. And here and save. And let's see. Come on. There we go. Yes, create launcher. Move launcher. Here. Delete. Now, sometimes Steam will install games but not create a launcher for it. For example, let's launch the library. Okay, let's do this. Okay, there you can see. So, The Long Dark, I have here Orwell, Rise to Ruin, Stellaris. Some let's see. I thought I had the game. Where are you? Oxenfree, jumped in. Right. So Sunless Sea and Rise to Ruin, we don't have an executable. So we're going to create launchers for those two games. So how will we do that? First, let's take a look. Let's do properties. Let's take a look at the syntax. Oops, cancel. Right. So we see the command is Steam, and then Steam tac run game ID, and that's the game ID for Rise to Ruins. So what that means is when we create our launcher, so let's go over here, we're going to have to do the same thing. Create launcher. Alright, we're going to call this to, let's do this the away team. The away team. Run this game on Steam. So the first thing we do is we need to figure out what is the app ID for the away team. And it's really simple. So you go to here, and then you go to the store page, and there it is. And so actually, I think of my Slackware notes. Let's go to documents. Yes. So this is the command you run for the. This is the command that Steam actually executes to launch this game. So we're going to do this. We're going to paste. And for the icon, usually the icons for the games are in the same place. So we're going to go to here, to Steam, then to Steam Apps, then to Common, then we're going to go to the away team, Assets, it's not Assets, it's the icon.png, oh, there it is. And we're going to create, and let's launch it. Launch anyways. Yes, we trust it. And here you go. Pretty simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. There we go. Yes, create launcher. Move that over here. Delete you. Delete. And we're going to go back to our library. Let's see. First of all, let's see. Let me see if the game. Let's see if the game is properly installed. Yes, it is. Okay, I just wanted to be sure that the game is actually installed correctly. So, yep. Alright, so let's do this. We're going to create launcher. What is the app ID for this? So let's go to store page. Ah, there it is. So we're going to call this Sunless Sea. Play this game on Steam. This command, we're going to change this to 304650. icon. We're going to go to the image file. Common. Some to see. So let's see data. Resources. Create. And we're going to create launcher. So all of my Steam games that I have installed are here. So I think this is a good place to stop for now. The next time we will install Lutris and walk through the benefits of Lutris, and I'll walk you through how to install a game using the wine utility. So, alright, thank you for your time. If you like these videos, please subscribe and share around. Thank you.